Hi there and welcome to my game review for Painters Guild. In this review I'll explain what this game is, what to expect and if it is a game I recommend to you. Now onto the review. What is Painters Guild? Painters Guild is a management game based upon running a Painters Guild in Italy. This game starts from the 15th century but you can choose from 3 locations, with each location having unique perks. The game itself is a strategy game in the game's general design, although it is a bit of a management game in the sense that you have to manage your artist's needs, since they will need to sleep and paint in order to grow their abilities, as this in turn makes them become better and faster at what they do. You also have the objective of getting them to a higher skill level so they can become painting masters. But just like people in the real world, they will need to be tended to, as your artists can become ill, grow old, and require becoming a journeyman after their apprenticeship is over. However, it isn't all about your artists, as the building that your Painters Guild is located in has its own needs, such as managing resources, paying bills, upgrading the facilities of the building, and making your guild become famous. Although the prestige system is based upon how rich your property is, and what items you have. To add to this, your prestige level is influenced by how many rich customers and churches you have successfully painted for. Whilst you can earn prestige easily, you can also lose prestige just as easy by not completing paintings in time. The main difference between prestige levels is the amount of money you earn from patrons. In comparison, a lower prestige level guild will receive more patrons from the more working class people, such as carpenters. Although, once you reach a higher prestige level, you will be getting higher members of society coming to your guild, such as royalty. However, even though they have more money to spend on art, they will have more difficult tasks for you. I like how this game doesn't hold back from historical accuracy, as the game is fairly accurate in depicting the setting and the culture of the era it is set in. Whether it is the notification of when events in history have happened in game, such as new popes coming into power, the culture is also very accurate to the period the game is set in. As you may expect, this game is complete with a large amount of references to Christianity. The references are constant throughout the game, ranging from the life of the people in game through to visual representation, often featured in the artwork. In fact, Christianity is often put into everything it can possibly fit in. History is also included in game, such as the art references, social representations, and references to historical events. I like how it even incorporates some famous art pieces of the period, such as the creation of Adam. You can even hire notable artists of the time to work in your guild, such as Michelangelo. However, all the historical influence isn't all beneficial as expected, since during that time, as the Catholic Church was a major influence of the time. As a result of this, there are some mechanics that will be to your detriment, such as the constant requests for you to paint a local religious building. Although doing so is beneficial for growing your prestige level, but if you do paint a building, it will take away some of your artists from earning you money. There is also a mechanic that may influence you when it comes to hiring artists. This is due to the fact that there is a punishment for having a gay artist in your guild. The random event is whenever the authority suspects that one of your artists is gay. Even if it isn't the case, the authorities will punish him, unless you decide to pay for legal representation, which does work, but on occasions it won't have any effect. If you fail your appeal, you will lose the artist, as the punishment for having a gay artist in your guild is their execution. This is detrimental to your guild, especially if they are at a high level, as this can break your guild. Your guild will likely break if any of your artists remaining are at a low level, or if you are short on cash. Another thing is that there is no rewards present for the risk of hiring them. The music in-game also is quite fitting. The soundtrack featured in this game is of a classical style which was popular at the 1400s. The soundtrack is great, but it is short and over time becomes repetitive. Lengthwise, this game can carry on for as long as you want to play it. I feel that although the game is very simplistic in execution, particularly because the game is largely involving dragging and dropping items into where you want them, over time the game gets quite repetitive after so long due to the gameplay. Long term, the game hardly changes the gameplay. The only difference between the years in game is minimal. The main area affected is the difficulty of the game, especially if the guild has a high prestige level, as you get more random events. Over time, the only motivation is hiring new artists, as you can get many famous artists in your guild. Other than that, there is no real reason to continue playing after so long, since after so long you will have seen and done everything. I think it is also a missed opportunity to have a reason to continue playing, since the game could have included technological advances in game, particularly because it changed how people lived lifestyle wise over various eras in history. It could have even included historical and political events that happened. At the very least, all the aforementioned ideas would have at least given the developer some more content ideas. Sadly, as much as I like Painters Guild, I don't recommend getting it unless it is on sale. This is purely because the game doesn't offer much content. However, if in the future this game receives any updates that provides extra content and Steam achievements and trading cards, then I think this game might be worth looking at.